Salutations, friends. It's me, said Stevie, and today we are talking about Bradford USA. You know Bradford USA for their fixed blades and their kitchen cutlery. This is the Bradford Guardian 3. I think this is kind of their flagship fixed blade. This is available in all sorts of different blade sizes and blade shapes, blade materials, different handle lengths, different scale materials. This is the Bradford Guardian 3 in the drop point, M390, micarta, black micarta scales, and fabulous little fixed blade. Like I said, these comes in sheep's and tantos, and I think like a Guardian up to 5.5 maybe, and the different handle lengths, different blade lengths, and whatnot. But again, really known for their fixed blade. And then they also have a kitchen cutlery line. They have all sorts of different kitchen knives available. This is a little paring knife that I picked up at Blade Show West, and this is actually my most used knife. Use this in the kitchen every single day. AEBL steel. This thing is wicked sharp. It does a fabulous job. I am particular to Bradford knives because they are a Pacific Northwest company. They are right down the road from me, actually, in Bellevue, Washington. Not very far at all. And cool folks. I've talked to them a couple different times. Did an interview with them at Blade Show West. Well, what if I told you that Bradford made a folding knife? Well, they do. And the evidence is right here in the palm of my hand. This is a knife that Steve Clare, my knife homie, picked up, and he's like, I think you should check this out. And he wants me to actually send it along to a couple other people. So, as far as I can tell, in the research that I've done, there's only one video out on this knife, and that was done by Brad Larkin himself. Brad is the owner of Bradford Knives, and it's about a 6-year-old video. So this knife is 6 years old, and you can kind of tell it's a little bit dated. However, I do think that this is a pretty awesome knife. Now, I think you can probably find a couple of these on the secondary from time to time. There is still one available on his website. And then I believe that Blade Gallery has them in stock. Blade Gallery is a Seattle company uh, uh, knife shop. And this is the certificate of authenticity that it came with, an actual certificate of authenticity, signed by the president, so you know it's official. But it goes over all the specs of the. This is the, if I did not mention, the GF3, the Guardian Folder 3. So it is a flipper only. You see a really nice stone washed, full flat grind M390 blade, 3.2 inch on the blade length, 3-inch cutting length. It's a total length of 7.60, which means that the titanium handle scales are coming in right around 4 inches. And I know that that's the case because I get a full 4 on there. And I know that that's what my big ol' ham fist will fit. You're looking at a blade thickness of 0.14 and a tip that it says is a 10. So it gets a little bit thinner down at the tip, but it is a nice, robust tip, I gotta say. Um, it's wicked sharp, by the way, and I'll cut some paper here in a little bit. But this is a titanium frame lock, and this has been anodized. It's been stonewashed and then anodized this turquoise color. And I really dig the milling pattern in here. It does have a spot for a lanyard, open handle construction to help keep it lightweight, non reversible pocket clip, but it is a titanium pocket clip that matches the ano on the scales. You do see what I believe is an over travel stop for the frame lock. And then a couple of, you see it's tooled T8 pivots on either side. You see G3F as the model on the blade, and then you see the steel marking of M390. This is writing on caged ceramic bearings, and the action is pretty dang good, I gotta say. It did come it's completely centered. This is relatively brand new. I think Steve had just gotten this. Flipper only for the deployment. There's no jimping on the flipper. So it is a little slick, I gotta say. And it is kind of lock bar sensitive. So if you bear down on this, I think like you normally would, just a normal flip, it's a really stiff detent. You can tell that the lock bar is putting pressure on the blade. Easy to disengage. It does say that the lock face has been carbonized to help with lock stick. If you're mindful of that lock bar, it fires no problem. And this is not going to be like a super fidgety, drop shutty knife. I have messed with it somewhat, and yeah, this is not going to be your everyday fidget knife. This is going to be a really good, I think this would be a great hard use knife. Made in the United States, if I did not mention that, just like their other products are. I did reach out to Bradford on Instagram. I've gone back and forth with them a couple times, and I asked if this was machined in Washington State. As of this filming right now, they saw the message, but they have not responded to the message. So I do not know the complete details of where this was made. I do know that everything is assembled and whatnot in for their knife, their fixed and their kitchen cutlery in Washington, but I do not know the details of this. Ergos wise, you see it's kind of got that little cutout there. You got some good jimping right there. I like that thick jimping that actually does something. And this does lock into hand really well. And I get a really good, solid grip on this. Zero hot spots whatsoever. None, none at all. And then with the way the flipper comes up, you don't have a finger choil, but you can ride up into there. And I have even more control over the blade now. But it is also good back here. I mentioned that it's really slicey. I've opened some packages with it. I got an index card here. The edge is nice and toothy. It's definitely it's good. Like I said, it definitely has some bite to it, and I think that the edge is good to go. The price on this, I believe, is oh man. Let me pause for a sec. It's listed on Bradford's website as $3.99, and you can see there there's only one left in stock. and it's the purple ano that I believe is, yep, it's just the purple that's left. So if this is something that you're interested in, you're going to have to act fast. But I will leave a link in the description for this if you do want to get in touch with Bradford and order this. But yeah, it's a nice USA made folder. It's definitely, I think, for $400 in what you're getting. I think 6 years ago when this came out, this would have probably been a really great deal. I think that folders have come a long way since then, and I think that this, I would love to see a V2 to this. I think that I'm going to try to get in touch with them and ask if they have any plans to do another folder, because I think with what we're able to do today with folders, that again, this could use some refinement, and this could be a really awesome knife. And I would love to see Bradford come out with another version of this. I will say, again, so my two gripes on this right off the bat are no jimping, and that is kind of I'm not a huge fan of the flipper tab. It's definitely, like you can see there, it's making a big impression right there. I think that that could be rounded. I think that that flipper tab could definitely use some work. And then they got to do something about it being so lock bar sensitive. Again, if I'm up here, no problem. But I don't typically grip my knives like that. I want to be able to grip my knife normal and just deploy it. Now, this is a bolster or a liner lock, so it's not that big of a deal. But let's take another frame lock. I have this Penguin Plus or the Penguin XL right here, and it's not lock bar sensitive at all. And I think it's maybe because it's a wider handle, but I grip it normal and it fires out, and I don't have any problems with it. Here is the Plexus. Also, same thing. It is not lock bar sensitive at all. So this one absolutely is. So the flipper tab, the lock bar pressure, that if they were going to do another run, I would like to see that addressed for sure. But I think they got a good design here, and I like the overall dimensions of it. As I stated previously, I think it just needs a little refinement. The other thing that I would like to see done differently is a different steel. I've had this conversation with a couple of people, and if a company is going to call it a made in the United States knife, I think they should be using a US steel. So even if this was like S35VN, I'd rather see that in S35VN than M390. Or do 20CV, or do MagnaCut, or do CPM 154, or any of the other US steels. There's nothing wrong with M390. At the end of the day, this is a good blade steel for sure. But I would like to see a US knife have a US steel on it. Both of these knives from Bradford, now they definitely have options like M4 and 3V and MagnaCut, and they do have some S35VN. This one is in M390. And then I believe AEBL is a German steel. But when I asked why he uses AEBL on his kitchen cutlery, and he said it's simply because they're extremely easy to sharpen. He wanted the average person that doesn't have a sharpening system to be able to just run this through the basic ceramic pull through and be able to bring it right back to life. And that's what's been done with this one. This has not ever been, it's not touched the stones. This has been ran through on the pull-through sharpener on my kitchen block, and it brings it right back to life, no problem. So, but let's maybe see if we could get them to do that in a different steel, if they even were to decide to do another flipper. But I would love to see Bradford do another flipper. So that's all I got for you folks today. Are you interested in seeing Bradford do a flipper? Let me know what you guys think. And that's all I happen to have for you today. I appreciate you tuning into today's episode. Please give the video a like if you have not already done so. And you can definitely subscribe right there. And then you can also check out that video and give that a like if you haven't already done so. And until the next one, I bid you mofos adeuces.